Bye.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Mamat, your mic is muted.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Assalamu alaikum, everybody who is watching this. My name is Mamad Jasse, and I am the chairman of the Gasam Electoral Committee. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm excited about the amazing conversations that we are going to be having today. Yeah, as I said earlier, today is going to be the first session of the debate, executive debate, and yeah, we're glad to be having these conversations. So before wasting much time, I will just go through some of the. Okay. So yeah, in this debate, we'll be having different candidates that are vying for different positions, that are vying for the same different positions, and in that we have the candidate vying for the position of social and cultural secretary, that is Matiu Njai, and then we'll be having also the candidate vying for the position of sports secretary, which is who is Adamaba, and then later on we'll be having a candidate vying for the position of financial secretary Kumajaro, and candidate vying for the position of PRO Abdullah Waibujang. And this election debate will be moderated orderly by two of our amazing members. Yeah, we have Iam Gay, a student in Kenitra, and also Mari Jaro, a student in Tanzania. So they will be moderating the election debate. Thank you, and we look forward to having an amazing debate with the candidates and also together with the help of the moderators. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. Sorry for stepping in, but the Media department is requesting we on our cameras.
Okay, it seems like we're having technical problem right here, so we apologize for that. So, without wasting much time, we will dive into the debate, and we would like to introduce the moderators. We have Yamagay. Yamagay is a an economic yeah, he's a student in ANCJ Kenitra, and also we have Malik Jaro. He is also an engineering student in Tanzania. So they will be moderating the session, and yeah, we're looking forward to having an amazing debate. So Malik and Yama, the floor is yours. Thank you. Let's go in. Yama, your mic is muted.
Sorry for that. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to the 2023-2024 Gasam election debates. I am Yamagi, a third year commerce and management student at the University of Ibn Tufel, Kenitra, and I am one of your moderators for today's debate session. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Yama. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. I am Malik Jallo, as my boss just mentioned, Mamat. I am a student in Tangier here, Abdul Malik University, and I'm studying engineering. And I'll be your second moderator for this debate, and I hope that it is a lively one. And yeah, Assalamu alaikum. So without further ado, I would like to tell the candidates to introduce themselves um, for the benefit of the audience. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah. The floor is yours. Wai Bojang, can I hear from you? Sorry, your mic is muted.
God, I forgot about that. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I'm Abdullah Y. Bojang, a second year computer science student at Ubuntu University. I am vying for the position of PRO in the upcoming Gasam elections. Thank you.
That, sorry, my mic was muted again. Thank you very much for that, Wai Bojang. Okay, can we have the finance Kumba Jalo to introduce herself? And can you please on your thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Kumba Jale, fourth year student in NCJ Setat, vying for the position of Financial Secretary for the upcoming election of Gasam 2023-2024. Thank you.
MashaAllah. Thank you very much for that. And we can have the next one, Adama Bah, for the sports. Can you hear Adam Bah? Bismillah.
Yeah, so Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Adam Abba, a second year law student, Ibn Kenyatta, and I am vying for the post of sports secretary for this upcoming Gasam election 2023-2024. Thank you.
MashaAllah. Thank you very much for that introduction, Adama. Okay, can we have the last one here, but not the least, Mati Onjai. Mati, the floor is yours.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Mati Onjai, a second year law student. I'm in Sitat, and I'm vying for the position of Social and Cultural Secretary in our coming Gasam elections 2023. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Mati. That was a good one. So before going deep into the debates, we just want to give a reminder, even though my boss, Mohammed has sent the rules and the ground guidelines for this debate, I just want to remind everyone about the debate, about the guidelines again. Now, every candidate will be given at least 7 minutes to present his or her manifesto. Okay, 7 minutes for each candidate. And we should be careful not to give some personal attacks. Yeah, no personal attacks will be accepted from both candidates, members, or the moderators. Let us just present our points as briefly as possible, and not to give personal attacks to our co-debaters. And also, each candidate will be questioned by the moderators and the general members. So expect to answer some questions from both us, the moderators, and the general members of the association. And each candidate will be allowed to ask at a maximum of 2 questions, which can be addressed to any candidate you want. Each of the candidates here, you can ask up to 2 questions maximum, to any of the candidates here. And also, all questions must be brief, and should be, to the point, and at least within 30 seconds, nothing more than that. And also, all answers by the candidates should not exceed 1 minute. So you should give your answers in brief, and okay. And that one was already fulfilled. That all candidates should be here on time. Alhamdulillah, we are all time conscious. That's a good one. So kudos to everybody. Okay, I will give the floor to my co-moderator Yama to tell the candidates.
Thank you all for that brief introduction. Now, without wasting much time, I would like to allow the candidates to tell us their manifestos, starting from Mr. Abdullahi Bojang. Can you please tell us your manifesto?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for that wonderful introduction and going through the rules for the debate too. Yeah, but if I may ask, is it necessary to present my manifesto, or should I just talk about it? Can you guys hear me, right?
Yes, you just briefly tell us your plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, on my manifesto, I didn't come up with much because I'm a member of the media department, having to see what I'm dealing with. I don't want to bring things. I don't just want to come up with policies and plans that I might not be able to execute. As we all know, we are students here, and time might not permit us also. And then the projects that I came up with it was just a project which was a supplement to the Gasam for National Development. It's nothing new. All the projects that I brought are nothing new. They are more of extension to the previous projects that we have. Like the first thing was the Gasam Skills Exchange. So what this was meant to be is it's more of a sharing thing. Like I noticed, it came to my notice that most of us most of us in our final year when we are supposed to write our research, you find out we have difficulty in using the applications we use to write these research projects that we are supposed to write. So I came up with this to at least facilitate that. So the main agenda of this project is actually to at least mitigate the stress level within doing your research in your final year, because like it's stressful to write your research, doing the research again. If you don't have that idea of the softwares you'll be using to write your research, that again is another stress. So this project would step in to at least invite Gasamians over those who are comfortable enough with these applications. But mind me, it is not just restricted to these applications. It could be any skill that any Gasamian has and deem it necessary to share with the general public. And then the second I have on my project list is the entrepreneurship project exchange. So the project exchange is actually meant to expose Gasamians. Like it might sound big, but it's not actually that big. It's very simple. All we have to do is promote our Gasamians who are into entrepreneurship domains, even if they are not into, even if like to kind of promote their startups. Like it could be designing flyers for them or help them at least help them advertise their products. As we know, Gasam is a non-profitable, yes, but it does not also mean we should not empower our entrepreneurs. So what we are doing is kind of just helping them reach out to the main to how do I call it now? Help them reach out to the main audience they are supposed to reach. And then the third that I have on my list is the skills. Oh, the skill scouting. So the skill scouting is not also that much. Like it's very interesting. Like you have some of us who are really talented in certain domains, but like the problem is when it's time to come forward, they kind of don't have the confidence. So the Gasam skill scouting is kind of a program that will be motivating Gasamans to come up with skills that they have. Also, if we notice people with skill set and then we kind of had a project, Gasam had to work on a project, we will invite Gasamians to work on them. So this is where at least we have a list of volunteers who are interested in a particular domain or who are skilled in a particular domain. If we have a project, we can invite them. In case we also have projects outside Gasam, we can recommend Gasamians because we know the skill set that they have. So we can recommend them to at least participate and help better themselves. Yeah. Thank you. Hopefully this is what I have from my manifesto. These are the plans that I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Abdallah.
Okay. Thank you.
Now we can move to Kumbajalo to tell us her manifestos.
Assalamu alaikum once again. As we all know, Gasam is already an association that is already existing and then it's working well. All these plans that I have here is just something, it's a continuous process that you know that it's already existing in Gasam. And then these plans the first plan will be the continuous management of the association's finance. And then this plan is something like, as I can see, it's something that you know that it's already it's something that is already part of the rules of a financial secretary. And then this thing, the reason why I came with this plan is to continuous management of the association, which we all know. All of us know that finance is the backbone of every association, and then Gasam it's not an exceptional. If elected, I and my team will try and then work together, and then for the continuous effective management of the association finance. And then the second plan will be the fundraising and partnership. We all know that Gasam depends on fundraising activities to have their income, rather the revenue for the association. And also we also depends on sponsors to organize our events. And then if elected, I and my team will work together and then continues working for the fundraising activities, and also it strengthening the partnership with its partners, and also with the alumni too. We all know how important the alumni is for the association. And then the third point will be organizing financial literacy. My intention for this plan is to make Olga Semye to to acknowledge all Gasamians about the financial literacy, and then this program will include the budgeting, the saving, and then we all know financial literacy is very important in our personal and professional lives, which will also help us all Gasamians to come together and then join this program for our own good and then for our professional career in the future. And then the last but not the least, that is also a proper recording and periodic reporting, which is also part of the roles of the financial secretary. And then when, if elected, I and my team will also try and work together to make sure that these reports are well written for all Gambians to understand the financial report, and then also to come together and then make sure to avoid some errors, and then also report it to the G3 or also to the General Assembly. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Kumba Jallo, for that explanation too. Now we can move to the sports secretary to tell us his manifestos.
Well, Assalamu alaikum once again, and thank you very much, Ms. Yama and Mr. Malik, for that brief introduction. Yeah, well, this 29th and nice 20 days, I have been impatiently waiting for a day like this to come, able to be here with you guys today to share my manifestos with you as in the plans I have for this great association of young intellectuals, dynamic and great personality of persons elected in office. Yeah, so without taking much of your time, I will just go straight to plans and elaborate on the plans I have for you guys. Yeah, so plan number one states availability of transport fares for players. Yes, you got me well. I mean, any footballer or any athlete representing Gasam in sports, your fares will be paid for anytime you come for Gasam games or anytime you participate in Gasam activities. Your fares will be paid for in full. So if you're a footballer, just get yourself prepared, tie your boots, and have zero worries about your fares because they'll be covered for, inshallah. Well, seven, I made mention of the integration match for screening of players. Well, this one will be effective immediately if I'm elected into office. As we know, Gasam lose some players that are not being replaced, and we expecting to lose others during this summer. Many are finished and they'll be going home. So if elected in office, this will be my priority to do an organize an integration game to select some of the players that we might need in the squad to have a depth to give a depth to the squad once again. Yeah. So the third one states bargain new sport equipment. Yeah, this one will be by writing sponsorships outside the people here in Morocco, Gambia, and trying to connect with the alumni to see how best they can talk with the GFF to help us with sport equipment if necessary. If necessary. Yeah, and the follow-up goes like certifying players. I will make sure each individual who represents Gasam in sport activities have his own certificates of recognition. Yeah, which might go a long way in someone's career certificate. As we know, they are very important and can be very useful and helpful at some point in time. Yeah, and follow-up go archive all our events and pillars. Yeah, this is also very important. By doing this, the records and history of Gasam, our events, our players who did it for us, they won't be forgotten. I mean, their data will be kept in safe place. In future Gasamians to come will know, okay, this particular year, these were the people representing us. These were our heroes. These were our young scorpions representing us here in sports and many different other activities. Yeah. So the other one mentioned, I mentioned again, accurate reports to GSM. That one is very clear. Yeah, I make sure I provide an accurate, timely report to the GSAM on the progress and outcome of Gasam sports activities and events. Yeah, what I mean there is I will make sure I give a accurate, timely report to the GSAM that concern the Player of the Year award. So I work with the GSAM to facilitate that. The last point will be solidify the bond among players. Yeah, I mean I will try and solidify the bond among players by trying and organizing as much exhibitions games as possible and in games. If doesn't have activities, I will capitalize on them and try and organize games. By doing that, I know I can. By doing this, I can able to solidify the bond among players and a friendly relation among us. Inshallah, this is what I have for you guys. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Adam, for that brief explanation too. Before moving to the Social and Cultural Secretary, I would like to tell especially the general audience, to maybe prepare their questions, because after hearing from the manifesto of the candidates, we are now going to move on the question and answer session. So, Mati Owenja, you can now present your manifesto, please.
Well, Assalamu alaikum again. With a brief after a brief introduction, I would just like to go straight to the most important part of the manifesto, which is the plans I have for the association. Well, first in the plans is community building events that bring students together, fostering a sense of belonging and friendship, such as Tubaski, Kawite celebration, Gasam Week, etc. Well, these are events that are already existing in Gasam, and I've seen that all the previous executives have done their best in making sure that these events are successful, sacrificing their time and sacrificing everything they can to make sure that these events are successful. Well, the plan is to continue from where they stop, because I see these plans as traditions in Gasam. So, inshallah, the plan is to continue from where they stop. Do my best as well to meet the best interest of the members of the association. Second on the plans is collaborating with other students associations to plan joint events such as seminars and campaigns focused on mental health, stress management, overall well-being. Well, when it comes to mental health, I feel like it's a topic that I am very passionate about, and I've realized that a lot of people are not really familiar with it. So I believe through the organizing of campaigns and seminars will play a vital role in raising awareness on the topic and eradicate the stigma as well on it. The plan is to set a specific date as a mental health day. The event will be an online event wherein we can reach out to mental health advocates in the Gambia, which they can come on board to talk to us about coping strategies when handling mental health issues. Because studying away from home can be very stressful, particularly in a different language. So I believe at some point in time, we all do go through breakdowns, be it stress, depression, be it anxiety. So I think this is needed. We'll reach out to them. They can talk to us about best ways in handling situations like this. The event will be an online event because some of the advocates that we will want to reach out to might not be able to be available physically, but virtually online. So that is the plan. And organizing fundraising activities as well. Well, we all know that the association depends heavily on fundraising activities. So, inshallah, we try by all means as well to try our best to engage in fundraising activities that will generate funds for the association, inshallah. And summer trip as well. Well, I came up with this idea to organize a summer trip because I believe summer is the most suitable time to organize trips here in the kingdom, considering the fact that we have a very long break during summer. I believe a lot of people will be available to attend these trip, and as well as I've seen that the only event that Gasam organizes during the summer holidays is the Gasam week, and that is just a week. So I believe a summer trip will be able we will be able to achieve this during the summer holidays. and providing resources and support for the new students to help them adjust to life in the kingdom. I believe this can be achieved through putting certain strategies in place, which includes organizing of mentorship programs, wherein the experienced students here can actually guide the new ones, provide them with the necessary information they may need prior to starting their courses in their various universities. As well as organizing of French summer classes, which I've seen the previous executive already engaged in. Well, the plan is to continue from where they start, because I believe that's a very important initiative, because considering the fact that lately students come to the kingdom with little or no knowledge of the French language, so I think through the organizing of these French classes will be of great help to them. Yeah. And as well as trying and working with the rest of the executive members to see how best we can allocate loans to the new students, because not everyone might come with the sufficient funds that will help them when settling down. So I think some might be in need of funds. So yeah, we will try by all means to make sure that we were able to allocate funds to these new students. And lastly, on the plans is promoting transparent communication among the student body. Well, our established creation is of communication, ensuring that students are well informed about cultural and social events, initiatives, and opportunities. But yeah, I think that is clear enough. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mati, for that explanation. Now we can move on to the question and answer session. And here I will start with a question which is a general question. Like I want all of you to answer this question, please. So the question goes like, I understand that you all have great projects for the association, and of course you want these projects to be implemented once you are elected into office. So and of course you also like use these plans and projects to convince the Gasamians to vote for you in this election. And yes, you might not be able to like implement all these projects or plans. So my question is like, how is each of you going to convince your team members to implement your projects, knowing that all these projects are going to be treated according to importance? We can start with Abdullah Bojan.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. It's indeed a great question. Well, for first thing first, for me, my projects, like how I would convince my executive team is like, most of my projects are actually online and they are compartmentalized. They are not dependent on one another. They are all separate. So, and then also when you look at it, they are not anything new. These are things that we already have. It's just that I'm just choosing a particular topic. I'm just choosing just a particular topic and then focusing on it. So it's not actually something new. So my strategy is to just implement it like for the for the first one, which is the skills exchange. I just want to integrate it in the God. Sorry, let me look this up a minute.
That's okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I just want to integrate it in the skills development. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. There is some construction going around here. Can somebody else continue? Maybe I come over.
All right. Sorry about that. Like maybe like he will continue later. We can move to Kumba Diallo. Kumba, did you understand my question?
Can you please repeat your question again?
Yes, what I said, I understand that all great projects for the association, and all these projects might not be implemented once you are elected into office. So I just want to know, like, how are you going to convince your team members to maybe put your projects first instead of others? Like, all these projects are important and they are all great projects, but then the executive is going to treat each of them according to importance. So I just want to know how you are going to convince your team members to implement your project instead of your teammates, for instance.
Thank you so much for that wonderful questions. Anyway, for my answer is like these plans that I'm having, they are not new plans. They are just plans that I put there to strengthen it. And then there are some plans of it that that like it's a duty for the financial secretary. And then this is the finance team that is going to work with. Yeah, and then also for the program that I just said, that is the financial literacy program, and then this program might be online or maybe any activities that Gasam have, and then like this program, it's not something that that like it's just going to enrich it, and then it will be included in this maybe online program that is like Bantaba or Waktan, that is like to enrich them, and then fundraising for the fundraising and then partnership, that is something that that I can say all of us included in our plans, and then which we all do. It's very important for the association, and then this thing fundraising and partnership, it's the way of the fundraising is the way of how the organization can have like the association, sorry, can have can allocate a revenue for it for itself. And then I believe like this thing, it doesn't even need to convince them because it's something that we all know the association really needs. And then I believe like when it's said, and then we will all agree to it, because without the finance, like without any any revenue for the association, I don't think like there will be any activities that will be possible to organize. And then yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, we to organize indeed. I think that is convincing. Now we can move to Adama. Adama, can you please tell us how you are going to persuade your fellow to maybe consider implementing your projects
Well,
instead of.
well, thank you very much. Yeah, no, that's a good question, really. Well, actually, for me, what I see is there's no much big point of trying to convince my fellow executive for them to prioritize my project first. At the end of the day, what's important is to make sure our projects are all being implemented. So what will happen is we just sit difficult as a team and lay down plans on to see how best we can achieve our goal, how best we can attain our goal. Because the goal is to also for everybody to able to implement your plans. That's one. So well about me, my plans, and I can say thank God, like most of the this project I have here does not collide with the some activities. And then
I think Adama is having some network breakdown, so we can move to Mati Onjai.
Well, firstly, I would just say that's the main aim of the association is to bring unity among all the students in the kingdom. So all the plans that I've stated here, I think it's going to help in achieving that, because obviously these are plans that have already been that are already some of these plans are already in existence, and I believe the main aim is to bring unity among students all over the kingdom. And I believe through clear communication with the rest of the executive members, we can work towards convincing I will say my team will personally, we can work towards convincing the rest of the executive members to implement these plans, because the aim is to bring students together, and these plans I think they can help to achieve that. So that's my answer.
Is Abdullah around?
Yes, I am
Oh,
around.
that's okay. Now I will allow my A to ask questions to.
Okay. Sorry, you are saying? Should I continue?
I, I didn't finish what I was saying. I had a problem.
Malik.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear the question. No, can you repeat that?
No, I just
I
want to
didn't.
say if you have questions for them.
Okay, my question is directed to the financial secretary. So, no, as the financial secretary, how do you ensure an accurate, record keeping and financial transparency within the GASAM? And also, could you describe your approach to budgeting and financing the financial planning of the association?
Thank you so much for that question, Mali Jalo. How I want to ensure the transparency and then communication among among all of us as Gasamians. It's uh, that is like normally like there are quarterly report that you have to report to the J3, and then if there are also general meeting all Gasamians you have to report, and then to my knowledge is that like normal just after 1 month when you elected you have to prepare your budget and then report it to all Gasamians, and then also with the quarterly report that you ought to report to the G3, which will also ensure a transparency and then communication, because I can say G3 are there for the Gasamians, and then they will also help in every budgeting that you have to budget for any activities. They will ensure and then help you, and then help you like to assure you like to see where that thing is it's what you the fund that you're giving to the any activities, whether it's okay. And then I believe that is communication between you and then the Gasamian. And then also like how I ensure to make these reports very accurate, it's like in every like maybe these events like Tobaski or Kurite, it's to share a Google sheet that you know that like to the social and cultural team or to any of us the executives that are going to use the 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 resource or the money to share a Google sheet that you know that like whatever they're spending at that instant they have to record it to the Google sheet where you know that I will see it, and then us the finance team can also see what they have spent on, and then which will also help us to avoid errors and then like anything that you can be forgetting, because sometimes we all know like these things are very hectic because it's the social and cultural secretaries that you normally give it to, and then they are the one who normally organize the events. What we normally do is to give them the money and then we all help each other, and then to avoid these errors and omission, like maybe they can forget something. To do that is is to share a Google sheet that you know that they can have access to, and then any of them that spend, they can create it at that instant to avoid errors and then any other thing. Thank you so much. I hope I answered your questions.
Yes, thank you so much for that. That was a good one. To the sports secretary, okay. So my question to you is, how can you describe your approach to recruiting and managing sports teams and participants within the association that is GASAM? And also, the other day I was talking about the basketball team. What are the plans that you are taking to introduce a basketball team? As for some of us, are more interested in basketball than football. So how do you go about with that?
Okay. Uh, uh, Thank you very much, Mr. Malik. That's a good question, actually.
Mm.
Well, about my approach and plans, I have for some. Well, by raising awareness and educating the some members on the benefits of sports for their physical, mental, and social well-being, and providing information on how to practice sports safely and effectively. That I believe will be my approach. Okay, so then you made mention of a basketball team. Yeah, like in your while my during my campaign at your deal, you asked this question. Um, yeah, and what I told you was like I can't actually what I will say is like I will make a survey. I will try and make a survey and see how many Gasamians are out there who are willing to do basket or any other sports to see if there's a high chance of able to having a full basketball team. I assure you, not to worry. Like you guys will have my support, and inshallah, your team will be established, and I will do my best to see you participate in competitions with my support. And you'll have the same support as that of the players. So right now the thing is like to make a survey and see how many players are out there, because actually you alone or two of you, you know, if there are only two of you who are interested in basket, actually there is no much to do. So what I will do is like what I say, I will just do survey, and if elected of it, I will do survey and see how many of them are out there who are interested. And then yeah, if you have a team, yeah, consider yourself supported by me. I hope that answered your question.
How about the women, Adam? I don't see you mention us
Yes.
in any
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah. That was my follow-up question. Yeah. Okay. Go on.
Yeah, I was expecting that. I was expecting that question. Well, it's true that I didn't indicate that in my manifesto, but then I have that in plan. I have in plan by revising the female team. How I plan to go with that is like I will make sure and have a female, an influential female in my team, in my sport development team, who will able to talk with our fellow females to see how best we can have our female team back. And then yeah, they'll be supported by me, inshallah, and they'll be also participating in sport tournaments and all that, and they will have equal rights as the main team, inshallah. I hope that answered your questions again.
We can't wait to see that happen, anyways.
Thank you so much for that.
Welcome,
Um,
guys.
yeah. So to the I'm sorry, I cannot understand my writings. When you write in too fast, sometimes you. So, with regards to the social and cultural secretary, okay, just
Malik,
yeah,
like, I think we have a question from the audience. Maybe we can,
okay.
yeah, before your question, please.
No
I
problem, no
think
problem.
Kijera, and his question goes to Adam Abba. He said you have made mention of achieving all the players of Gasam and knowing that the current sports secretary has already stated that project. So don't you think saying that will in a way like mean there is no existing project for achieving sport activities? Like, do you think that plan of yours will be a continuation?
Well, that's a good question, actually. Yeah, he's very right. He's very right by saying that the current sports secretary is working on that. I mean the sports. I know what's going on there right now. I don't mean the department, but I'm a footballer. So yeah, I think that I actually know. Well, it's more of continuing it. It's more of continuing it, archiving it. Because it won't be the same players always. Like I said, there'll be integration game. There'll be new players. So us the players, current players will be archived by this current sports secretary. It will be placed. Let's say I do my integration game, I select new players, they also play, they participate, they'll also be there, the year, everything. So it's a more of continuation. It's not that like it's not existing, it's an existing project. So my plan is to come and maintain it. That's that's all. Yeah, not much. I hope I answered your question, bro.
I hope that answers your questions, KJ. Yes, Malik, you can go ahead now.
Okay. Thank you for that. Okay. So for the cultural secretary, how do you wish to ensure a memorable and enjoyable experience for the participants of any association, any events that you plan. How do you ensure that it's going to be a memorable one, and an enjoyable one, for the association? Like last year's Gasam Week was an awesome one. So, do you think you can top that one?
Well, it's true that last year's Gasam Week was an exception. It was an exceptional one. It was a great event. Well, obviously the plan is to top that if I can, inshallah, and I believe I can with the help of the with the help of the team as well. I believe we can top that. We'll make sure that to organize events that haven't been done here before, to organize plan new events, maybe true that like a lot of people that didn't attend a lot of people that didn't attend the last event, if they see that they will be eager to know what these events are going to be about or what they are expected to see in those events. Well, that is the plan, to organize activities that haven't been done, inshallah, and hoping that it will be successful and hoping that it will top the last one as well. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I will leave it to my chief moderator, Yama, to go on with it then.
All right. I have a question here, and it goes to Abdallah Waiboja. Abdallah, knowing that you are working with, are you getting me? Good. Knowing that you are working with the current PRO is a clear indication that you've gathered a lot of experience. So I just want to know, how are you going to use those experiences to achieve a great result for Gasam?
Thank you very much for that question. Well, being a member of the Gasam Media Department is the greatest thing that could ever happen to me in Gasam. So yeah, I will definitely I will seize the moment and take that opportunity, because being a member of the media department, we've had cons and pros. So basically, it's just kind of name change from being a member of the media department to being the PRO. So it's basically kind of the same principle that we've worked on, and I'll just have to continue from where we stop. So this is my advantage. Thank you, and I hope your question is well answered.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Mati, let's talk about fundraising.
Fundraising.
Mati here.
Well, fundraising activities. Well,
Yeah, this,
um,
this this is very key in the association, right?
exactly.
Yeah, and for the past years, like every executive rather works very hard to make sure that like they actually leave a heavy amount in the coffers of the association. So, Alhamdulillah, anyways, like this has been increasing every year. So, I just want to know, like, you mentioned some activities that you want to do to help the association raise more funds. So, I just want to know, like, what mechanisms, like, what processes are you actually ready to set up to accomplish this goal?
When it comes to fundraising activities, well, I've seen that the previous executives were raising funds through the printing and selling of T-shirts featuring the Gasam logo, as well as selling of Eve during the Gasam week. Well, I was meant to believe that those approaches might not have been as effective in generating funds for the association. Well, the plan is to continue that, inshallah. We continue doing that as well as I believe for me personally, I believe the Gasam week is the most suitable time, or let me say the perfect time to reach the association. Let's say set a specific date as food festival day, wherein we can work with the PRO to flyers to distribute to other executive members of here in the kingdom, to inform their members to come support the event, as well as write to some individuals that we think might want to achieve that. So that is a fundraising activity I have in mind, to organize a food festival during the Gasam week, wherein different kinds of dishes will be available for sale. So yeah, that is it. I believe this might not even be as let me say it might not even generate like a large amount of funds for the association, but at the end of the day, I believe it's better than trying to engage in raising contribution
Yeah,
at all. So yeah.
yes. with this. Thank you so much, Marty, for that.
Okay.
Welcome.
So I think there are some people asking questions in the.
Yeah, you can read them out, please.
Okay. Fatima said, what are the new activities or events? What are new activities? The new activities or events do you want to implement when voted as a social secretary that you think were not in play, or is there anything you want to adjust to make a better social committee? I think that one is directed for the social secretary.
Yeah. Marty? All right, I think that might be a connection problem. I just want to remind the audience that if you have questions, you can send them in the comment section. And as of now, like Adama, I think I have a question for you. And my question is related to the sponsorship issue of this sports department. Did you talk about like maybe acquiring sponsors for the sports department? Did you mention any of that in your plans? I guess no.
Guys,
Uh, yeah, ma. It is mentioned in my plan. Yeah, I said bargain for new sport equipments. Yeah, that includes all that. That includes driving to sponsorship for the sport department. Yeah, as much as possible. Sure, it's included there.
Yeah, I believe like the previous sports secretaries have actually find it very challenging to get sponsors from like from maybe departments or from sport from for instance the GFF etc. So I just want to ask like maybe what mechanisms are you putting in place to maybe be able to like get those potential donors to come in board, because I think this is very important. I have learned that like sometimes they will send letters like sponsorship letters to these associations, but then they get no reply from them. So I just want to know like what are you going to do in such situations, for instance?
Well, actually, that's a good question. That's really a good question. Like, from experience of what I've been seeing myself, like people struggle, like the sport development struggle a lot in gaining sponsors. But actually, to be candid here with you, there's no much that much to do. What I will do is to retry and like try as much as possible. Yeah, I will work hard to see how best I can, I can get it, despite the fact that they didn't get it. I mean, there's no harm in retrying, like continue retrying. Somehow, this passport secretary will not achieve it, and yeah, it could be my luck for me to able to have it, despite the fact that most of our letters are being ignored.
Mhm.
Well, to be candid with you, I don't think there's a very much to do. About the GFF, what I will do is I will try and talk with the alumni in the Gambia to see if they can face these GFF personnel directly, not like letters, talk to them directly, mouth to mouth, to see how best they can help us. And yeah, somehow I will be here, I will be already here, waiting for let's say a miracle to happen. I only believe, by replying, I will able to get this done this time around and engaging the alumni in the Gambia. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Malik, do you think we have any question from the comment section?
Yes, a question was left for Mati, but
Yeah.
she was away at the time.
Mhm.
I don't know whether she had the question or I should repeat the question for her.
Yes, sorry for that, guys. Well,
Yeah. So, do you need me to repeat the question?
yes, please.
Okay. Sorry, I have to scroll it a bit up. So, this one is from Fatima Seka. You know, she said, "What are the new activities or events do you want to implement when voted as a social secretary that you think were not in play, or is there anything you want to adjust to make a better social committee?"
Well, new activities that I will want to introduce to Gasam. I think some are stated in my plans for the association, which includes organizing of seminars and campaigns on mental health. This, I believe, haven't been done here before, if I'm not wrong. I don't think it has ever happened here. Well, this is part of my plans, and it's something I want to execute, inshallah. And a summer trip too, because I haven't seen the previous executives were engaged in organizing winter trips, winter trips. Well, I haven't seen a summer trip before. I came up with this to organize a summer trip, and during the Gasam week as well. I believe the pictures that I've seen, the Gasam week, I think it's the same activities that usually happens every Gasam week. Well, yeah, those are the events that are expected to happen in gatherings like that, or let me say in an occasion like that. Well, inshallah, we will plan to continue from where they stop, and some of the event activities that I have in mind as well. I was thinking about collaborating with the sports secretary to see how best we can organize a FIFA tournament during the Gasam week, because I think that is achievable, even though Gasam do not have the required equipments to do that. But I think we know people that are, let me say, they're not in Gasam, but they have a relationship with Gasamian. So these are people I think we can reach out to help us to get those equipments to organize that. I believe those are that is a fun activity during the Gasam week. And the graduation ceremony as well. I've seen the pictures of the way graduation ceremony was organized during the last December, and I think there's a room for improvement on that, like the organizing of the graduation. And I think working with the rest of the executives, we can see how best we can print out sashes for the graduates with their names on it. This is something I have in mind as well, to even if Gasam is not going to fund everything, we talk with the graduates. Okay, let them talk with them and then say, okay, Gasam will at least pay let's say 50% if the fund is available, or and then the rest you guys can pay it. So I think this is something I want to initiate as well. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that's a good one. Impressive answer. Okay, so my boss here is asking a question to the financial secretary, saying that, do you have a plan of increasing the loans for students, or do you plan to maintain it?
Thank you for that question. Anyway, I have no plans, but that depends on if elected, and then went to the financial report and then see it, because to my knowledge I haven't seen anyone complaining about this loan, which means that we are all satisfied with the loan that they're given, with the loan that the former and then the current executives are giving them, which means they are okay with it. And then if elected, and then I become the financial secretary, and then I see to it that there are room for improvement in that too, I will try and work with my team and then see if it should be increased or it should be the same. Thank you.
Okay, a follow-up question by the same person, saying that also your views on the annual contribution. Is it sufficient, or should it be increased or decreased?
Okay, thank you for that question too. Anyway, like, for me, I think it's okay. Yeah, but also to the and to the same answer that I gave to the about the loan also, which will also be like, if the annual contribution is okay, and then I think it's all that all Gasamians agreed on, that is like the annual contribution will be 300 dirham, and then this is also us who have to come up again and then say if it is if we are okay with it, fine. If we are not, because like this executive, I will be the financial secretary, but it does not mean that the decision will only comes to me. It will come from the, if I and the finance team talks about it, and then we give it to the to the people, to the association, and then we see to it if it is okay for both of us, because this is something that, you know, it's not only one person that have to take the decision, because it's all of us, and then it's all of us that is going to contribute. So which means if we are all okay with the annual contribution, oh, and also if it is not okay, then we will all vote for it, and then we increase the annual payment.
Okay, thank you for that. I would allow my boss, the chief moderator, to say something. Oh, it looks like she is not available. All right, let me see if there are some questions sent. Okay. Okay, to the PRO, how will you get members, participation to another level? Sometimes they show no interest, and that is discouraging. Why, Boya?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Jassy, for that question. Well, that has always been the problem for Gasam. I mean, members' participation usually the turnout is usually low. But for one plan I have in mind is interactive communication. I want to make sure my communication is as interactive as possible, and also summary is also important, because it came to my notice that many people don't read messages is because they find they find them kind of bulky to go through. So summary, I will make sure I summarize as much as I can, and also I will make sure I at least involve flyers in my communication. Like I said, interactive before. Like what I meant is like I'll make sure to be at least designing flyers as much as I can, because they are at least easier and then they catch attention. Thank you.
Okay. There's a follow-up question from Kijera.
Okay.
Yeah, saying that as the PRO, we've observed that it's a challenge. It's a challenge in making sure that Gasamians fill and submit the Gambian government stipend renewal documents on time, which is having a great effect in securing our stipend in a timely manner. And as a PRO, who is responsible for sharing and broadcasting information to the general members, do you have any way or ways of solving this issue, making sure that Gasamians react to messages and requests on time?
Yeah, can you can you please repeat that, please?
Okay, he said that we've observed that it is a challenge in making sure that Gambians or Gasamians, fill and submit the Gambian government stipend renewal documents on time, which is having a great effect on securing our stipends on a timely manner. And as a PRO who is responsible for sharing and broadcasting information to the general members, do you have any way or ways of solving this issue, making sure that Gasamians react to messages and requests on time?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, thank you, Mr. Kijera, for that wonderful question. I mean, this is a concern, yes, but how I want to go around it, I want to launch campaigns prior to the time for starting document renewal. So basically there is at least there is a time of the year that we are all expecting to renew our documents. So I want to make sure before that time to at least launch a campaign to constantly remind people that they have to renew their documents and they have to prepare for the stipends. Yeah. Thank you. And then on the other hand, to encourage Gazamians to participate more or react to messages more, I want to keep our social media platforms busy. As if they are busy, at least you always want to scroll and then check what's going on. make sure information is shared and updated as much as we can. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. There's a question for the sports secretary from my boss, Mamat. He said to the sports secretary, do you plan to form team in other sporting activities like basketball team, volleyball team, the athletics team? It is crucial to show the world that Gasam has so many talents in these sporting activities too. So do you plan? Yeah.
Well, actually, that's a good question again. Somehow it collided with your question about the basket team. Yeah, actually, I have it in mind, but like I said, I first have to make a survey and see how many governments are out there interested, because it's very unfortunate if there's only one or two interested in other kind of sports, and me trying to work towards it or make it happen or to organize tournaments with them. I mean, somehow it doesn't make sense. So, I mean, it's still not late. I consider it not late if, like, if I make a survey and see how many other departments are out there who are interested in either volleyball, sports, running. If I have a necessary number that can form a team, of course, why not? I will do it, and like I said, I will support them, and they will have the same equal rights with the football team, inshallah, if elected. I hope that answered his question.
All right. Sorry, I was talking to my co-moderator. Um, yeah. So, all right. Let me see if there are questions available. Looks like the comment section is still okay. All right. My boss SG said thank you to all candidates. Question one to all candidates considering Gasam membership, is dropping in numbers. Okay, from the few past years. No, this could be tied to what inconsistency of Mohas. Sorry, it is moving. Sorry. In Mohas in sending new students every year. Um, like this year, we are not expecting any new student batch. Any new? We are not expecting any new student of batch of students rather. Do you think this could be a potential problem for Gasam? If so, what strategies could you apply to at least limit the implications for the existence of Gasam? To this is to all candidates, so I can start with Waibojang.
Yeah, actually, thank you, Mr. Shady, for that question. Indeed, this is the so, yeah, indeed the membership has really been dropping drastically. Yeah, considering from our time to the previous batch, then to now this year, at least we are not expecting new students. I think one plan I have in mind is to encourage those that we have here as much as we can. As we know, human power is necessary in every association, in every organization, and Gasam is not different. So one plan I have in mind is to encourage all the Gasamians that we have here to bear with us and be patient and be part of Gasam. Because when you say you are part of Gasam, you cannot be like, I'm part of Gasam, but I'm not participating in this, or I'm just minding my business. No, Gasam is here for everybody. So let's come out and then we make it great, because it is us we have here. Nobody else will come out from Gambia. Will come from Gambia to come here and take care of Gasam, because it's us here. So that is basically my plan. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
So to the next candidate, Kumba, what can you say about the same question, Kumba Jala?
Thank you for that question, Enver. Oh, the thing is like we're dealing with the government, and then we all know who are the government. The only thing that we can do is to negotiate with them and then tell them about what is happening here, that is in Morocco here, that can change their mind, or that can help us, or and help the ones that are also there, the upcoming ones, to be in here in Morocco, because we all know who we are dealing, that is the government, and then the only thing we can do is to negotiate with them and convince them. And then the second thing is like to urge all Gassamians who are already here in the kingdom here, that we all see there are people there back home who want to come here, and then they don't have the chance to be here, and then we already have the chance to be here, and then let's all come out and then be together and then support each other and then help each other, and then I believe with that the association will go further. Thank you so much. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you very much for that. The question is to be thrown to Mati Onjai. Mati? Yes,
Well,
thank
when
you.
it comes to that issue, I think I would say it's rather unfortunate that little can be done on that, and it's sad as well. Because we've already seen. Let's say well, the thing is, to for us personally, we cannot do much about that. But the only thing that we can do as members here is to encourage other members of the association to participate actively in Gasam events. Like what Kumba said, some people do not have the opportunity to be here, and we have the opportunity to be here. So why not come out and do this for Gasam? We're not doing it for ourselves, we're doing it for Gasam. So we're doing it for ourselves, we're doing it for Gasam. So at the end of the day, the thing is to encourage the members that are already here to participate actively in Gasam activities. I think that is what is going to keep the association going. So yeah.
Thank you very much for that. Can we have Aramaba for the sports? What do you think should be done?
Well, uh, well, Mr. Malik, can you repeat the question for me?
Sorry, I mistakenly muted my mic. So this one came from the previous SG, or should I say current SG. He said to all candidates, said we consider the GASA membership is dropping in numbers, from the past few years. This could be tied to inconsistency of MOHAS in sending new students every year. Like this year, we are not expecting any new batch of students. No. Do you think this could be a potential problem for GASAM? If so, what strategies could you apply to at least limit the implications of this for the existence of GASAM?
Okay, thank you very much for that, bro. Well, actually, I will take the points of what my guys have already said. The Borges, the Kumba, and Mati mentioned story point about this. It's not unfortunate. There's not very much we can do. This is about this has to do with the government actually, not us directly. But Kumba made mention of all we can do is like negotiating and seeing how best we try to convince them and change their minds, telling them how important it is to come out here and do your and further education here. Well, somehow maybe with that we can somehow change their minds and see how best to have another by here. And let's say if then in let's say sadly that didn't happen, that couldn't happen. Gasam, I mean, Gasam has like around 130 plus members, active members. I mean, so obviously, what will still happen is to like what they said here, we try and encourage them as much as possible to bring them forward and explain to them how explain to them like just not explain, not necessarily explaining, like reminding them on like you come in here without Gasam, like life here without Gasam, how will it be and stuff like that. Consider the fact that if there's no executive or there's no body helping students here, so all those things that happen like will not be happening, like the welcoming and stuff. We all see how helpful was that, and if there was nothing like that, things will have been crazy and savvy. So with that, because I know actually motivating Catalans have always been a norm now. Always we keep on motivating, but like I think it's the fact that there's no harm in trying. We keep on trying as much as possible, trying to persuade people. So I don't believe with that, people will come forward and to cheap way to avoid the failure of Gasam, because automatically we all know that nobody can afford to see the failure of Gasam. We don't pay for that. So with that, I believe it good. So I hope that answered Asam's question. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very 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 good point. As you all mentioned, Gasam, Gasam is here for us, or we are here for Gasam rather, and coming here to a foreign country, if there was no Gasam, it would have been very 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 bad for us, because Gasam is like a home away from home, so yeah, we really need to stand for Gasam. Okay, so there's another question for the PRO and social and cultural secretary. Saying, how do you plan in engaging more of the Arabic students, to boost their participation? I think it is also important that to note that the Arabic students, most of them are lagging in the participation of GASAM. So how do you plan to engage them more?
Yeah, actually, thank you very much for that question. Yeah, for the Arabic students, how I plan to engage them in Gasam is basically have a representative, at least a volunteer from the Arabic students. I want at least a volunteer from the Arabic student to be part of the media department, so it can ease our means of at least our communication. Also, it will also help us a lot drastically, because having him in there would also influence a lot of people to also participate in Gasam at large. And then also among my projects, also we have the skill share exchange. Like when I had my campaign with them, it was one of the things that I put first. I put for what I pushed first, because they are most of them really also need at least competition skills, that is the skills exchange. So it will be very helpful, and I'm sure they will be willing to participate, considering it will be dealing with applications for their thesis probably, but that is for all Gazamians. But I'm sure they will really come forward once I'm in office, inshallah. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And
Yeah.
to the sports secretary, what do you say on the same? To the social secretary, sorry, what do you say on the same topic? Hello, do we have Mati?
Malik,
Yeah.
I think we have a question here from
Malik, sorry.
Do you hear the question, or should I repeat the question to you?
Yeah, please. Sorry, I was going to.
Yeah. So this was directed to both you and the PRO, and it says, how do you plan in engaging more Arabic students to boost their participation, in GASM activities? As you know, they are lagging a lot, from the participation in GASM activities. So how do you plan to boost their participation in the GASM activities?
Well, when it comes to the Arabic students, I think the reason that they are lacking in participating in events is because most of the events that GASAM organizes may not be suitable for a lot of them to attend. So I think that is one of the reasons. A lot of them are lacking in participating in these events. However, I think we can work with the team to organize when organizing some of these events. We can as well organize events that will be suitable for them to attend. I think putting that into consideration that some of the events that GASAM organizes, well, which includes most of the events that GASAM organizes, we have the music and everything, which I believe is not suitable for a lot of them. So I think we might as well engage in organizing activities that I can say is will be suitable for them to attend. So yeah, I think we can put that into consideration.
Yeah, things like Quranic recitation competitions, huh?
Or it's like conferences. So
Yeah, okay, no problem. Thank you for that. I think I can allow my boss to say a few things. Yama,
Yeah, we have a question here from Malik. Are
Malik
you guys
Job,
getting?
right?
Yes, Malik Jub. And the question
Okay, thank
goes
you.
to all. But I think maybe two individuals can just answer it because we are running out of time. So the question says like as you will be working together for the first time with lots of pressure, like both from the general members as well as among yourselves, which could result to misunderstanding, like conflict, especially when you differ in points or opinions. Like on so what are your perception of conflict first, and what coping mechanism do you have to deal with conflict when it arises? Can any of you maybe respond to this question, please? Can any of you respond to this question, please?
Yeah, can I come in?
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, I believe it's um, I believe conflict is just a misunderstanding most times, and one thing I have in mind, one strategy I have to cope with conflict is that none of us are perfect. Like we are all human and we have flaws, and I might come up with my agenda, but at the end of the day, so you might also come up with your agenda. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing for Gasam, that is for betterment of Gasam. So it's understanding if we have if we have doubts in each other's agendas or things that you brought forward. So I think one strategy that I can use to cope is be patient, and that I can tell everybody is be patient and bear with one another because nobody is perfect. I'm kind of repeating the same things by the way, but thank you. Yeah,
Thank you so
Well, Nangwami,
yeah.
much.
well, actually, he's very right by saying people who are working for the first time together, and facing the pressure from general members, somehow we will be facing some conflict. Yeah, but then, conflicts are not settled with conflicts. So the best way to settle conflict is sitting and settling things up. Just talking, through just talking. I believe we can, by through just starting and having our meetings. This way, we can settle our conflicts. At the end of the day, we are all mature, and we are not in competition to see, okay, my plans are being implemented first, or others plans are, or his plans are being implemented first. At the end of the day, what matters is the goal of the general executive body, for us to all to able to implement our projects. So there is no point in competing. Okay, mine should come first. Mine should come last, and all that. So then we just gotta sit and discuss about it, and I wanna believe we gotta settle it in the best way possible. Yeah, I hope that answered his question.
Thank you so much. Kumba and Mati, how are you? What mechanism are you going to put in place to deal with conflict when it arises? Mati, um, perhaps they have internet problem. Adama, there's a question for you here from the current sports secretary. And the question says, like, what do you think the current sports secretary is not doing right that you want to improve during your time?
Well, actually, that's a good question. That's a good question. But here that we can do, and judging from experience, from all what I see from the events I have participated during his time, I have not seen problems like that. I have not seen problems. So actually, there's not much. What will happen is what I will do is to come and maintain what he's doing, because honestly, he's been doing great for us since he stepped up. So what I will do is to make sure I I didn't go down on that. I will just come and try and do my best, maintain that, or if possible, climb higher on what he is doing. But for now, as I don't see a problem that that's no, I don't see that big problem that I will come to, or that I'm obliged to settle that. Yeah, for now he's doing good job, and then yeah, alhamdulillah, what I will do, I will just try and come and maintain what he's doing. Yeah.
All right. Thank you all. Malik, I think it is almost time.
Yes, but there was some comments. I think we can take at least two more questions.
All right, quickly, please.
Yes. So this one is from our Conte saying, question for social and cultural secretary. Would you consider letting go of certain activities that limit the attendance and participation of Arabic students?
Is Mati here?
Yes, I'm here. Malik, what's the question, please?
Okay, it is a question from our Conte saying that would you consider letting go of certain activities that limit the attendance and participation of Arabic students?
Well, I wouldn't say yes, I will let go of that, no. Because I believe these are the activities that when it comes to Gasam, I think the majority of the members of the association, then I would say when it comes to the members of the association, I think the majority are not Arabic students. So I think when we will put that into consideration when organizing events, like obviously we want to organize events that a lot of that a lot of a lot of the members who want to attend. So to say that we will let go of some certain activities to encourage the Arabic students, well, the answer to the question is no. However, we will try by all means to organize events that the Arabic students can attend. That is the idea. That is the plan, actually.
Okay, that was a good one. At least to yeah. Um, I was saying that we should take one more question, but I'm not seeing any question here, so leave it back to my boss, Yama. The floor is yours.
Right, I think this brings us to the end of today's session. So right now we can allow the candidates to maybe give their final remarks, starting from Abdullahi Boja.
Well, first thing first is thanks to to Gasam, and thanks to everyone here for giving us the platform to at least share and talk about our plans for Gasam, giving us the opportunity to, giving us the opportunity to be at hiring candidates too. Thank you very much. And please bear with us as we are all human, we are all bound to err. We might make mistakes along the way, but that should not be a problem because you can always reach out to us. We are all human, we are all students. There's some family, let's maintain it. And thank you.
Can we have Kumba, please?
Okay. Thank you so much, guys, and then thanks for the people also attending for us attending the program that we don't know who are currently in online. Okay, thank you guys so much, and then we are counting on your support and your vote.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
Please, indeed. Amazing, mashallah. Adama, is Adama here?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Well, nothing much to say. I would like to thank Mr. Malik and Ms. Yama, of course, and Ishi, Mr. Mama Jasi, for this wonderful occasion. Yeah, and I'll be thanking the general members also for being here with us today. It's really great. Well, and what I will encourage every individual here is to go out there and cast your vote. Choose your leader. Your vote is your, let's say, your voice. So choose your leader and then be with us and let's do this together. Well, I've always believed in the power of togetherness. I want to believe we together, everything is possible. We together, we take Gasam beyond extraordinary. So let's do this together, my guys. Yeah, thank you all.
We hear from Mati Onjai, please.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much to everyone. It was indeed an interactive session. Yeah, just thank you. Thank you to the moderators as well. So yeah.
Thank you so much, you all. I would just like to express our appreciation to all these excellent candidates. We all know that occupying these positions of the association is indeed demanding, and then you all just came forward like voluntarily to help strengthen the existence of the association. So, mashallah, you guys are just amazing. On that note, I will allow the able chairman of the EC to give a closing remarks, please.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. This brings us to the end of the first segment of the debate. Thank you to our honorable moderators for making it very interactive, and to non-Gazamians who are viewing this, you guys have to know that these candidates they all are unopposed candidates. They don't have opposition, so that is why the debate went like this. It was interactive, and we really learned a lot about the candidates and the plans that they have in mind. So yeah, thank you to the candidate too. We wish you all the best of luck, and to Gazamians also. The voting, the second segment will be coming tomorrow. So we are looking forward to having another amazing one. So stay tuned for that too. And thank you once again. Until we come your way tomorrow, inshallah. Take care.